sure to tell the congressman we appreciate his leadership on this issue in Washington, D.C. He has kept us engaged. He has gone to the Fish and Wildlife Service. He's opened doors for us, and still they're not listening. So keep up the good fight. I know we need his help in a couple weeks as we go to present this issue in front of Fish and Wildlife Service once again. So please extend that to him and tell him we have a great crowd from the counties in southeast New Mexico here today, and hope he's pleased with what we're doing here. At this time, we got several other folks. Oh man, we got a professional. This man's a professional microphone. He has lots of experience. The only downside to calling him up here is he'll say something about this gold and purple color he's got on. Kevin Bonner from KBIM Radio.
How you guys doing? If you guys listen to me in the morning, I'm not very opinionated. I have no opinion about anything. But sometimes when I look at what Washington is doing, I just kind of go, we have lost common sense. When we're going to put a lizard before jobs and before people and before livelihoods and before families, I don't know, to me, am I by myself? Is that just crazy? That is just crazy to me. So today I think it's very important that we send a message to President Obama and the Obama administration. Do not list the lizard for agriculture, for oil and gas, for jobs, for people. Can you imagine how we would be without the oil and gas industry in this region? You know, I'm a Cajun from Louisiana. I moved here 5 years ago. I cannot even imagine, and I've said it before on the air, if we wouldn't have to send money to Santa Fe, we could pave the roads in our Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County with gold. So, no to the lizard. Not that we don't love the lizard, we do, but I guarantee you can probably find one over there. We don't need it. We need jobs. We need jobs. Entitlement programs is something we don't need more of. We need hard-working Americans. We need work ethic. We have that. So, no, we don't need a list of lizard. God bless you guys. Thank you.
You know, we appreciate Kevin and Tom. They not only have covered this issue, last time they were cooking lizards out on the grill. Thank you, and keep up the good work on the program in the morning. Bob, are you about ready? Bob's talking. About 5:15, Air Force One should be coming into Roswell, and before that time, we're going to have a lot of other folks. And if you want to talk, just kind of pull me aside, let me know. This is Bob Woolley, state representative from Roswell, Portales, Lovington, and where else does your district go? Everywhere. Bob Woolley.
Thank you. Well, they said all I was going to say, so thanks. No, being in the legislature, we look at a different perspective on this in one reason also. The oil and gas and agricultural industry send a tremendous amount of the money that we use to run this state on. Out of that, 90% of our education is funded by oil and gas. So if this thing happens and our industry's ruined, what's going to happen to our kids in our schools? We got to find somewhere else to get that money from. Last year, you know, we had to scramble to balance the budget. We had to ask our teachers to put more money in their retirement to balance our budget. And that was a terrible thing to have to do. And we had to move money around and shift money to do it. But we got it done. It was $450 million we had to do. This year we've actually got a little excess to have in reserve thanks to oil and gas and the agricultural industry. They sent the money up there, so we've got a little bit extra to do with. But I agree with what these gentlemen have said also. We can live in harmony with the lizard. There's no need to list it and ruin what we've got going in southeast New Mexico. It'll affect so many lives, it's unbelievable. There's many people that have moved to this state to go to work in the oil and gas industry because they couldn't get jobs other places. Then they're going to have to get up and move again. But it's going to start at the top in Santa Fe, and it's going to trickle down to every one of you here and everybody else. It's going to affect your lives. You lose your jobs. You can't make an income. You got to pack up and go somewhere. And we don't want that. As I said, we can live in harmony with the lizard. And at this point, I got to apologize to you. I'm part to blame for this lizard thing that's going on. I grew up in Eunice, New Mexico, and there was a barbed wire fence separating our house and a bunch of oak shinri and a bunch of sand dunes and a bunch of lizards. And my daddy bought me a BB gun. And there's another gentleman standing right back there in that felt hat that did the same thing. And I tried my best to wipe the species out at that point. So I apologize for all of you having to go through this. But just to recount some of the things that have happened, December 14, 2010, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service published the proposal to list the lizard. On December 5, 2011, they filed a notice of extension of the final rule, largely due to what we've been doing right here. They've never had anybody stand up to them like we have. We have made an impression on them. We've gotten to them, and hopefully we're going to get to them enough that they're not going to list this thing. But as they said, you need to send these emails, faxes, whatever you can to everybody. And also, when you send them to the head of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, CC them to Ken Salazar, the Secretary of the Interior. He needs to know where we stand too. He's got a big involvement in all that also. They also moved the comment periods up 2 times. The first one was to January the 9th, 2012, and the next one was to March the 12th of 2012, which was 9 days ago. They say the comment period ended then. It doesn't matter. Send them anyway. Get your voice heard. And I want to thank all of y'all for coming. This was such a short notice that it's hard to get so many people out, not like we had over there. But that doesn't mean they don't care and they don't want to be here. It's hard to get off work in a short period of time. And I'm with the oil and gas. I work in the oil and gas industry too. I'm a pipeline inspector. So if this happens, I'm going to lose my job too. And it's going to be pretty tough if I do. But between now and June of this year is when they're going to be looking at all the letters that have been sent and the candidate conservation agreements that have been put in from Texas and New Mexico. And then they're going to make the decision then. Between now and then, we've got to fight them. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Representative Woolley. We wish you the best, and I know Bob's been a fighter. He just got done with his treatments for cancer, and last word was he's cancer-free, and we need men like Bob Woolley representing us. At this time, Greg Sowards asked to say a few words, and Greg Sowards.
You bet. What I'm doing here is I'm actually gathering signatures. I'm running for U.S. Senate, and I would like, and there's some clipboards going around. If you would sign on your way out, I need signatures to get on the ballot, so you'll have a choice in June. You know, the problem today is this is about the lizard, but the real problem isn't the lizard.
That's right.
The real problem is the federal government.
Yes. Right.
And the convoluted way they have of putting species on the endangered species list. And that is, there's actually industries that make a living by filing for the endangered species list, and if the government can't handle those requests in a certain amount of time, then they get reimbursed for their expenses and lawyer fees and etc. And so the problem isn't the lizard. If it wasn't the lizard, well, they've got them lined up, right? Don't they have a grouse that's ready to come on? We've had the spotted owl. We've had the Mexican gray wolf. It's a continuing stream of attack. And while the lizard may be fighting for his home on anywhere from 300,000 to 1.2 million acres, we are also fighting for our homes and our families and the ability to make a living for those that we love. I will always put people first, and I believe that we need to downsize the federal government and bind it with the Constitution. That's the only chance we have of having a civil society into the future. And so that's what I ask you for. I ask you for your signatures. That doesn't mean you have to vote for me. That just means you want 2.5 months to get to know me a little better. I appreciate it, and God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Greg, and we wish you the best on the campaign trail. I know it's long. At this time, I'll turn this microphone back over to Dory Favis McCarty. She'd like to thank a few people that have made today a little easier on the Chambers of Commerce as we assemble today, and maybe wet our whistle a little bit. So, Dory.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. And that one, walking off the stage, is one of the main ones I want to thank. Greg, you're amazing. I just love it. He's always there for me. He always jumps in. I mean, I can ask him to do a million things, and he forgets to practice law and takes care of every little thing we need. Thank you, Greg, so much. The other people I want to thank are everywhere. Haley, it's about time I saw you. Where have you been? The Artesia Chamber, everybody from Artesia, Mayor Phil Birch. These lovely young ladies standing in front of me. Turn around, girls. Wave at everybody. The Chamber of Commerce staff from Roswell. I always have to brag on them because they are amazing. They keep me straight. They shove me out the door when I need to go. They inform me when I'm missing an earring and don't have my hat on. And I mean, they take good care of me, and they take good care of our Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, ladies, so much. We got tubs from Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. I just picked up the phone and Kay Rogers said come get them. And we got water from Walmart, and we have First American Bank water, and we got ice from Glacier Ice. Where are those people? Are they here? Oh, it was wonderful. The toilets are from DeMars, is that right, Kathleen? And they were donated to us. This wonderful trailer we're standing on, what? Bill Marley, where are you? Is Bill still here? Bill Marley and the Marley Ranches. Thank you so much, Bill. This is another one that falls right up there with Greg Nybert. I just pick up the phone and he drops everything and takes care of everything the Chamber wants. He is a Chamber champion too. Thank you so much, Bill, for everything you do for us. Zach, where are you, Zach Riley? Zach, you haven't even been up here yet. Bring Tim up here so you guys can read a wonderful letter from our state representative, Nora Espinosa. Come on, Zach, get off the phone. Tell the congressman to wait. Did I forget anybody, girls? Nope, I think I covered it all. Okie dokie. Here he comes. Do you want me to help you up here, Zach? Well, Zach went to Rotary with me today, and he talked to the Rotarians about how we are not real crazy about this lizard, so he did a great job. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I did receive this letter from your state representative, Nora Espinosa, early this morning. We went back through and corrected it and got it all ready to rock and roll, and she said, you better read this. So she says, Dear friends, as we come into spring of 2012, southeastern New Mexico is excited to welcome President Obama to the oil fields of the Permian Basin. I hope that through his brief layover, he will gain an appreciation for our rugged agricultural lands and our economically diverse and key oil fields, as well as a special regard for an industrious people and a proud people of our state and this great nation. This visit will give the people of Roswell and the neighboring towns a chance to show him what real communities look like. Communities that have been placed and impacted by negative or no economic growth, families that are struggling with record high gas prices, and individuals that are unable to find jobs because of our policies stifling rather than encouraging private business. We will be able to show him firsthand what energy production means to the families of New Mexico and how an energy policy that restricts extraction in favor of less effective alternatives has been hampering economic growth in our area. Real jobs, real people, and real lives reap what his administration has sown. I am hoping that as a community, we will nudge our president to rethink his stance on several issues that have affected us all, particularly under the outdated Endangered Species Act, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife's potential listing of the dune sagebrush lizard. Sorry, y'all, this wind's getting after me. Let's see.
Where's your teleprompter?
Well, I'm telling you, I need a teleprompter. Did any of y'all bring one? his lack of support for private industry and enterprise, his complete and total disapproval of the Keystone Pipeline that could connect Canada's oil reserves with the United States energy demands, the EPA's administration's attempts to nationally control and even forbid hydraulic fracturing, which has traditionally been regulated by the states, and his adamant patronage of universal government regulated healthcare system as yet another entitlement stacked on top of our already strained budget. I strongly support the drive for energy independence through fully utilizing our natural resources and consider research into alternative energies a prong of well-rounded approach. I believed we should seek out other sources of energy, but we must not do this at the expense of traditional energy supplies.